down. What's good, everybody? Welcome into our little show we like to call Coach and Company. You see the graphic, kicking it. We are live on the Stadium Network every single weekday and everywhere that Stadium is. Prime Video, Direct TV, YouTube TV. We've even got channels on LZ, LG, Vizio. You know what time it is. We're available in over 100 million homes, and that's a fact. Now, as always, a little bit of housekeeping before we bring the crew in. And yesterday, not our best day, coming off a perfect 7-0 day, I was hoping. But my picks were about one off. Chris Gotterup, boy, did I have him wrong. He continues his red-hot play, 8 under par. Wyndham Clark shot a 4 under, but that wasn't even close to good enough. We'll have 3 more plays today. Round 2 plays from the 3M. We'll have Footy Friday. We've got some baseball. It's a busy weekend. Also, we have a very special one word. Yesterday, if you missed it, my goodness, the highest viewed Coach and Bro show we've ever done. We had one topic, Hulk Hogan, who has died at the age of 71, the biggest name in the history of pro wrestling. Yesterday, boy, were we busy. 7 different interviews. We had the shows. We had the Sirius show. And do not forget, 2 to 4 Eastern time. We'll be back at it again today. It is Sirius XM Channel 156. It is Off the Ropes. We're part of the brand new Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7. And boy, has the launch been absolutely amazing. I have loved doing the shows, and it's a big part of what we're doing. In addition to the Coach and Bro show, the last word, and of course, our bread and butter right here, the Coach and Bro show. All right. Today, the team that we're doing, let me look at my notes. What do we have today? Oh, it is day 5. And we're taking a look at the Pittsburgh Steelers schedule. That's right. What does Aaron Rodgers have in front of him as the new signal caller in Pittsburgh? We'll do that coming up in about 30 minutes. And Caitlin Clark back in the news again. What for? We'll talk about it in about 45 minutes from right now. But the time for dancing is over. Do you hear that? Oh, yeah. Very interesting. My company is ready to come in. They're fired up for a bounce back. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to beat the books. Oh, and look at this motley crew. Mark, how the hell did you get on the same opening screen as Zeno? You're not talking today?
Oh, he's on mute. See?
Oh, you gotta be kidding me!
Take a lap.
You gotta be
Happy
kidding
Friday,
me!
everybody.
What happened? I don't know what happened.
Oh my God!
Now, tell him to take a lap when he comes
Thank
back
you.
in.
Take 2
I'm
laps.
right here.
Back when you're ready. All
I'm
right.
all set. God,
We're ready.
that was amateur hour, Mark. Amateur hour.
Thank you. Stole the words right out of my mouth. Amateur hour. Now let's go caddy corner. This man brings in not one but a 5-pack every single Friday. A sport that never stops. He is live from the Dirty Big Chuck. What's good?
Morning, Coachman Company. Yeah, just make sure I give a RIP out to Ozzy and the Hulkster. Sad day. Unfortunately, usually comes in 3s, so I'm hoping we don't see one in a.
It was.
Was it in
What
3s?
was the third one?
What was the third?
Malcolm Jamal Warner, Theo.
Oh,
Jamal
yes.
Warner.
Yeah, I mean, if
okay,
you
you're
include
right.
him.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
right.
a lot of people are talking about guys in like their 70s and close to 80s. But you're right.
Still,
You're talking about celebrities.
3
He was
pieces
54.
of my youth all died in a week.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That one was rough. So yesterday, man, I have, and we'll talk about it in one word, but man, Zeno, I haven't talked about Hulk Hogan that much in one day in my life. It was a long day for me, but it was a good cathartic day, if you know what I mean, because like you said, 3 people from our childhood, depending on what you're into. It was a long week. Good morning, Mark Zeno.
Morning, yeah, just an incredible week that has been. It's a lot of memories drudged up in group threads and text messages.
Yep.
With buddies, sending everything back and forth, and just remembering all the stuff. My Gordon Guard Trail T-shirt, and I bark at the moon, and then all of a sudden, Real American. It's just.
I am a real American.
I mean,
fight for the rights of every man. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Goes back. I was 8 years old taking a nap so I could stay up late to watch Saturday night's main event. All right, Mark, I've already kind of tried to introduce you. Now, the final man, the best beard in the game. And I got to tell you, that on Tuesday, now about Wednesday morning around 3 a.m., I really thought, Soupy, I thought this was your week, but alas, this is what I woke up to on Wednesday morning. Producer man, if you don't mind.
Well, this is Soupy handing you the L. See you next week.
Oh, hey guys. Oh wait, you guys thought I was going no. Two in a row. It's Sloopy. It's Sloopy. Come on now. Mark, what do we call this? Tuesday. Next week it is.
Oh, Soupy.
At least I brought out some creative props. I had a little more engagement with the fans, and I turned my phone horizontal. Dude, we are not on TikTok. We are on national TV, dude. Turn it horizontal. Come on.
Wow, that's your comeback to that?
Wow.
Is a horizontal video?
Yeah, you got to do it proper when we're on national TV.
Producer man, save him a spot in my new course that's going to be coming out this fall. Trash Talk 101. Soupy, you're in the first class, please. You're in the first class. All right. Now, gentlemen, and I was part of the problem, and I'm going to be a part of the solution. We got to have a bounce back day today. So I know we have Footy Friday coming up in a second, but we need to start with our best bets. Mr. Zeno, I need a positive vibe from you. You're up first. Where are you going, sir?
Let's get some runs here in Boston as the Sox are taking on the Dodgers at Fenway Park. You get two starters here. One in Brian Bayo, who is not very good, but yet gets over 6 runs of support per start this year. Some of the best in baseball. But he's 8-8 for a reason because he gives up a ton here. Not Ed Sheeran. Emmett Sheehan is starting for Los Angeles. He has not been great. He's only made 3 starts. He backed up Ohtani in a game where he was good. But look at the lineups that he's faced here so far. Not great ones in the Padres, in Houston. When he did face a good lineup in Milwaukee, he got rocked. Red Sox are hitting the snot out of the ball. I hate going over 9.5, but we'll do it here. And then my second game is, why does my brain elude me? There we go. Atlanta and Texas, first 500. Atlanta couldn't score in a whorehouse with a fistful of hundreds. That's pretty much. So I think Nate Eovaldi will be good enough to keep them at bay. What will Joey Wentz do to a soft Texas hitting lineup? Hopefully not much. That's kind of where this whole thing rests here. Shop around. We got a 4.5, under 4.5 between Atlanta and Texas.
Around as we are right now with a lot of sports books out there looking for shows. So if you know, you know. Apparently, there's a lot of channels out there looking for shows as well. It's interesting. Anybody can get one these days. All right, Soupy, coming over to you, big boy. What's your best bets?
I'm going to start with the Brewers on the run line going against the Marlins. The Brewers, man, they've been one of the hottest teams in the league since May 24th. They have the most wins going against the dreaded Marlins. And Freddie Peralta on the mound. The Marlins, well, they're hitting just 208 against Peralta in his career. That's why I'm going to give them the -1.5. Phillies, Yankees should be an interesting series, but the Yankees, they're on the road. They have not played well outside of the Bronx. They've lost 9 of their last 13. Will Warren is going up for him. He's just been so inconsistent this year. He's been even worse on the road. 7.20 ERA. I think their troubles on the road continue. Phillies, a huge favorite or huge underdog at +133. I love this pick for them tonight.
I'm going to help you here, Soupy, because you were being very kind to Will Warren. He just sucks.
All right. Well, my golf pick sucked yesterday. I was 1-2, so I got to bounce back today. Thank you for that segue, Zeno. I'm going to go 3. I'll make it very, very quick. Tony Finau, -125. I have him in my one and done. He got off to a 200 start. He's going to have a big day today over Sun Jam, period. Ricky Fowler, he's motivated. He's got to get into the playoffs. He's been on the brink of losing his PGA Tour card. -127 over my man Max Greserman. And then finally Cameron Champ. This man has been playing much better golf. -137. Shot a 200. Chandler Phillips shot over par yesterday on a day when the scoring was very, very good. All right. We got to keep this thing moving. And every single Friday, for all of you out there that absolutely love betting on soccer, we got a little something for you. We like to call it Footy Friday. All right, Big Chuck, we got to keep it moving today. I know this is always profitable. Start us off. Where are we going?
We have a little MLS Friday night, Orlando
Oh.
City and the Columbus Crew. And I think Orlando is going to hold their own in this one, meaning I think they're going to score that first half goal. Play number one, Orlando City, first half team total over half a goal. They've actually scored 16 first half goals in their last 13 matches. Plus, I'm going to add the over 3. These two have combined for 3 or more total goals in 7 of their last 10 meetings. Then we're going to move on to Saturday. We have a little, we're going to incorporate a little Norway this time. Bodø/Glimt, Belleranga. I think this is going to be a wide open affair. Both teams are scoring over 2.5. It's actually cashed in 5 of their last 8 meetings. And lastly, we're going to close it out with a little bit more MLS. And we have Inter Miami and FC Cincinnati. Inter Miami are coming off being shut out their last time. Actually, last week, shut out 3-0. I think they're going to get off to a better start in this one. Give me the first half over 1.5 goals. These two have actually combined for 2 or more first half goals in 5 of their last 8 games. And then lastly, the auto play of the week, Lionel Messi, anytime goal scorer. He comes in scoring in 7 of his last 8 matches and 13 total goals over that span.
Almost should be automatic 2 goals a game. Hey, if you want to be part of Big Chuck's side hustle, there it is right there. Use that QR code, scan it, and you're playing 1 or 2 games tops, and you'll be playing with house money the rest of the season. Be a part. It's not just soccer. It's a lot of different sports. All right, we have a great partnership also with JTS. And Mark, before we get to that, I know you have a separate best bet because you are an overachiever. Do your best bet and then get right into JTS play of the day.
You got it, Coach. We're going to start with the Mets and Giants. No run first inning at -135. We got Clay Holmes and Logan Webb facing off in what's probably going to be the cleanest first inning on the day's schedule. Holmes has allowed a 115 batting average in the first with a 120 whip. It's consistently soft contact open spaces. Webb has been just as equally reliable. He's got a flat 100 whip, holding opponents to a 235 average in the first. I love this. The Mets have failed to score in the opening frame in 5 of their last 6. Lock in that Nerfy. And then we're going to go with the play of the day. We're going to start in the W with the Dallas Wings Paige Buckers to get at least 20 points and assists. She's cleared this line in 13 of her last 16 games and in 7 of her last 10 on the road. She's averaging almost 24 combined on the road. Love this spot for her, especially in a fast tempo game with Golden State. And we're going to move to the diamond with Mr. Andy Pages, who looks like he went to the Mark Zinno School of Smiles. We need Andy just to be Andy tonight and go down swinging or looking. It doesn't matter. Either way, we just need him to strike out once. Something he's not allergic to either. He's done it in 10 straight of the last 10 road games where he's averaging over 1.5 Ks a game. Put them both together for a +122, just as Stat Sports play of the day.
All righty, there is the QR code. Scan it, then use our code BTT30, and we're going to give you 30 days for free. The algorithm, the model, has been absolutely on fire for every single sport, and it is fired up, ready to go for football. But apparently the algorithm does not know how to pronounce Paige's name. Can somebody help out Mark on the last name for Paige?
That would be Beckers.
Thank you, Zeno. Thank you, Zeno. Mark, do we need to go over pronunciation before the show for one of the biggest stars in the WNBA? What is this, Zeno?
2 laps now.
Mark, you got to make 2 laps in a suit.
Yeah.
2 laps in a suit. Oh my goodness! I know you guys.
And that still doesn't make Zeno smile.
No,
he's watching Amateur Hour from everybody.
I mean, beyond that, I'm waiting for Soupy to make a bet with Peyton to shave the beard. That's what I really need to see.
Not
Oh
happening.
my God, it's never gonna. There's nothing that could make you do it. All right, we'll talk about it. All right, we're just getting started. Best bets. I feel good. Still to come. One word. What's one word on the passing of an icon? We'll talk about it. Also, the Jets dodge a bullet in Justin Fields. Also today, his former team, Pittsburgh Steelers, they're in the crosshairs. This is Coach and Company, as always, right here live on Stadium.
What is a dimmer box? A dimmer box is a rugged portable speaker. It's a vault to hold all your things, keep them dry and safe, and it's a charger. You're looking at 40 hours of playtime. So we charge this thing maybe once a week when we're traveling and adventuring. There's volume controls on the outside of the box here, so you can turn it up and down. If you have your phone inside there charging, it's nice and safe and dry. All right, so we're gonna hook the dimmer box to our phone. I'm gonna show you some tricks. You just hit the button on the front. You've got the battery gauge here. That lets you know how full your battery is. You got a volume here as well. So you just turn it on. Go to your Bluetooth. Deemer Box DV2. And it says it's paired. Yep. And so inside the lid, if you're just jamming tunes and you're not around water or anything like that, you can leave this open. But if you're going into a wet or muddy, snowy environment, inside the lid right here is a plug. You undo this plug, it pops out. Put it right in the top right here. Give it a few turns. Turn it on. Now you've got a waterproof speaker box. Now you can play it for the whales. I think there's a use for each individual person. The Deemer box, like this is mine with all my stickers, my things on it. You can kind of make them your own. That's part of the love of them. I have a connection with these because it's like a good belt or like a good pair of boots. You can cater your lifestyle to your Deemer box, but there's no other speaker that charges your things and holds all your stuff, keeps it dry and safe. That's what sets this apart. So I'd recommend y'all trying a Deemer box and bring it because it's so much more than a speaker.
Oh, and you can get yours. I have mine right here. I know Zeno has his, always fired up. 40-hour charge. Thank you to Zach Brown of the Zach Brown Band for partnering with us. Use Coach 10 for 10% off anything at deemerbox.com. All right, we are back on Coach and Company in just 5 seconds. All right, welcome back, everybody. I am the Coach. This is Coach and Company on a glorious Friday in July. We're almost to August. That means college football. You're seeing media days all over the place. You see players that are talking all over the place. That means we are fired up and ready to go. Coming up in about 15 minutes, we are looking at the key games for a team that will have a brand new Hall of Fame quarterback. But will it matter? We're talking about the OGs that live in Pittsburgh. The Steelers coming up in about 15 minutes. Also, Prize Picks on Friday from Soupy. You know what time it is. But right now, there are a lot of other topics that we've got to get to. So we like to keep it very, very simple and do a little one word. All right, boys, you guys know the drill. You know the rules. Soupy, you start us off. Zeno, you go next, and I will bring us home. Now, topics today. We're getting serious. And honestly, when you get to 71 years old and you're a legend in the world of wrestling, that's like gravy time. It's a hard life. I lived it for well over a decade. 7 shows yesterday to talk about the biggest name in the history of pro wrestling. He crossed over into movies, video games, toys, merchandise. I was a part of his biggest match ever, WrestleMania 18, Toronto, Canada, against the Brahma Bull, The Rock, and me and The Rock doing our little thing before that match. So, ladies and gentlemen, one word, Soupy, on the iconic Hulk Hogan passing away on Wednesday, or on Thursday, rather.
Fulfilled. He fulfilled what he needed to do for pro wrestling. He revolutionized it twice. Hulkamania brought WWF national when it was just a territory, and that made pro wrestling a global thing. And then again, when pro wrestling was sort of a little cold, the NWO, he went heel, and it brought the Monday Night Wars, which revived the WCW and revived the WWF. Again, he revolutionized it twice.
Foundational. I mean, look, when you think of baseball, you think of Babe Ruth. When you think of hockey, you think of Wayne Gretzky. When you think of basketball, maybe it's Kareem or whoever else, or Magic or whatever. But the point is, when we say the word wrestling, Hulk Hogan is the first name that's going to come to everybody's mind. And that's really kind of what it boils down to. He was the foundational piece of wrestling and built it throughout the 80s. And there's a whole lot of people who owe a whole lot of thanks to him for the millions and millions and millions of dollars that they have made throughout their careers and lives, all because Hulk Hogan was the one guy who elevated the entire sport into something mainstream. And so, regardless of the fact that his legacy gets a little bit complicated if you dive into it, I don't think any of that matters. When you think of wrestling, Hulk Hogan will always be the first name that you say.
Very well said. My one word is childhood. Because yesterday, as I was doing all these different interviews and I was going back in my mind, the brain is a powerful tool. And I went all the way back to being 7, 8 years old, no cable television, living in the middle of Kansas and getting Saturday night's main event. And the one guy, it was the Hulkster, that one shirt, the yellow, you ripped it. And if you had that ruined in your household, you weren't buying another one. They were expensive, $28. And then getting to work with them all those years later, it's a childhood, and those are memories that nobody can take away. So Hulk Hogan, rest in peace at the age of 71.
Coach, we should have had 3 words: training, prayers, and vitamins. Remember those? The training, the prayers, and vitamins.
Did you? I don't. Not to get off track here, but when I did my skit with Rock that night, I literally we were making fun of those,
Oh, really?
and so I had to get down on my knees to say my prayers, and I called God G. So I got down on my knees and I go, "What up, G?" And Rock says, "G, you're calling God G?" My dad's a minister. He was so angry. I mean, I'm so angry. And the next holiday when we were home, like they set me down and they're like, "Hey, we need to talk to Jonathan privately." Because my mom had a real issue with me calling God G. She really did.
Crazy.
Sorry, Mom.
Wow.
All right. Now, speaking of wrestling adjacent, yesterday, Donald Trump, he has executive order after executive order, and he is now stepping into the ring and says we need control over NIL before he gets out of control. I would love to see what's in this executive order. But, Soupy, one word on Trump doing something that we all want to actually happen. Go.
Wrangler. He's trying to wrangle in this wild, wild west that is the NIL. It seems to be just what player can go to the highest bidder. And guess what? It's the biggest teams. It's the SEC teams. It's the Big Ten teams. This might help smaller schools make it more competitive. I hope something like this happens because this is something the NCAA needs.
I'm going to go with incompetent, not pertaining to the executive order or the president, but to the NCAA, because really should have been their freaking job and something that should have happened a long time ago, because the NCAA is incompetent and they literally have no control over college football anymore. And regardless of what, they have no control over the college football playoff, but they still control college football. They still regulate the schedules and things of that nature. And they should have dealt with this a long time ago. It's sad that it has to come to this point because now it's going to be something political instead of something football oriented.
My one word is in honor of The Rock, the great one. Finally, something is happening. This nonsense of NIL. And I watched Herb Street doing an interview a couple of weeks ago, and he actually said it pretty well. He was like, listen, this is not you show up and get a salary to play like you're playing for the Dallas Cowboys. This is about name, image, and likeness. If you're in commercials, if you're signing autographs, that's what it's for. It's not to play left guard for the Tennessee Volunteers. That's not what NIL is. This is necessary. Finally. Now, speaking of NIL, this might be the shockingly funny story of the day. So Nico, the young quarterback from Tennessee, who made national headlines when he wanted out of the Volunteers. It wasn't good enough for him, making $1.5 million a year reportedly in NIL. He wanted $4 million. Well, nobody would give it to him. So he settled on UCLA reportedly at $2 million a year. Now, he's speaking out for the first time at Big Ten Media Day in Vegas. Makes sense. And he says, it was never about the NIL money. No, that was just misreported. It was about my family and getting back to being around them. It had nothing to do with NIL. One word on this nonsense coming out of Nico's mouth. Soupy, go.
My eye roll is the one word because it's ridiculous. We know what you were trying to do. You were trying to get more money. If Tennessee gave you that $4 million, you'd have been like, hi, family over there. I'm thousands of miles away from you in Knoxville. Come on, dude. Just admit you wanted more money. You didn't get it and move on.
Convenient. I mean, and there's a ton of spin here. I'm sure he knew that he was going to be asked these questions publicly, and credit to UCLA's PR team and the SID and everybody who prepped him for answering this question in the softest way possible. No one's going to sit there and claim he's lying over his family publicly, right? I mean, it's probably where you don't want to go down and create that sort of animosity with the guys. So it was an easy and convenient answer to get him out of hot water.
My one word is long, as in how long will we have this version of Nico loving life at UCLA? What, when they're 2-3, and all of a sudden he's thrown 8 interceptions in the first 3 or 4 weeks now? He'll be so excited to play near his family, so excited to lead this team, because you're a leader, as is your father, who is now going to come back for whoever's going to be the coach of Nico at UCLA. This is embarrassing with a capital E. Now, I don't know if it's embarrassing to get carted off the field and then be on the field the next day, but that's exactly the situation we have in New York. Justin Fields carted off yesterday during the show. It was breaking news. And today there's video of him running back onto the field with reportedly a dislocated toe. Regardless, word out of New York is that he'll be ready for week 1. So we spent all this energy for nothing. Soupy, one word on this nonsense.
Relief. I mean, Jets fans, they don't get a break. It's year after year of mediocrity. Maybe Justin Fields is finally the answer. I do like the Jets with Justin Fields. He has Garrett Wilson. That connection is back from Ohio State. I think they're going to be a playoff contending team. I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs, but they're going to be a playoff contending team.
Close, as in so close. Because I was right on the precipice of hoping to see the Falcons trade Kirk Cousins to the New York Jets. I was like, oh, this may be it. This may be it. I'm going to Cincinnati Fontenot on Sunday. I'm like, how are you going to go with the Jets? How soon is this trade? No, look, I'm glad Justin Fields is okay. It is kind of, I mean, look, you get stepped on at practice. It happens. But the fact that he dislocated a toe, I guess, is, very Jets-like. At least it wasn't mono by Sam Darnold. So there's that.
Oh my God. What's it like to be I've never known what it's like to be a New York fan, but it's got to be torture, right?
Being a New York fan and a Jet fan. Those are
yes, huge.
Let's get more specific.
Huge
Jet
difference.
fans get to a different level of misery that not even Knicks fans can go to.
Wow, Soupy, it gets serious over there, and you have to be Jets and Mets. You can't be Jets and Yankees. From when I lived there, I learned that.
Strangers who do that.
Yes.
There are some people who are a little sideways.
Yeah,
they're weird. It's got to be Giants and Yankees, Jets and Mets.
Usually
that's what it's all about.
Yeah, winners and losers, shirts and skins.
Or you could be Big Tommy, and he's the Yankees and the Celtics and the Giants. That I've never understood, the whole multi-city team when they're both in rivalry cities. I've told Tommy forever, this can't happen. It can't happen. But it does. It does.
So I shouldn't admit that I am the same?
What's that?
I am the same. I am the same with all those teams. I am a Celtics fan.
How?
Okay. I'll see you guys.
My dad.
Yes.
My dad went to Curry College in Boston, played for the Curry College basketball team, which played their games at the Boston Garden. So he grew me up a Celtics fan.
Oh my God, I don't even know what to do. I feel dirty right now.
As Nico Alava going, yeah, my family was the reason I moved out here.
Hey, you got to tell me 10 seconds, Zeno. When you read that and you saw this story and you actually saw the sound, you had to think this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
I had to think that he was sitting there playing the part of a role of a concerned family member and not a greedy little 20-year-old kid.
He had the dad just off camera to the left going, that's right. All right, now hit point number 2. Remember, smile. Oh, my God, so embarrassing. All right, still to come. We are in day number 5 of our NFL preseason content. It's never too early because sometimes you can get a number that you may not get in Week 14. You just never know. Today, we focus on the Pittsburgh Steelers and the key games for them. We're only halfway home, and we're finishing up a great week. This is Coach and Company live, as always, right here on Stadium.
If you didn't experience Hulk Hogan 40 years ago like we did, you have zero idea of the impact this guy had. we lived through it. I lived through it. Coach lived through it. We know the impact he had. I worked with Rock. I worked with Austin. The impact Hogan had during his time was tenfold. There's no question about it. And think about that, Coach. Think about, you've got the biggest baby face in the history of professional wrestling. Now he's going to take the chance of turning heel. That's a chance that can totally backfire. And he doesn't have to do it, Coach. He
didn't have to. No.
Yeah, exactly. He could have said he could have said that doesn't work for me, brother. But he knew. He knew if I want to be relevant, I need to evolve. And that's what he did. And he became just as big as heel as he was a babyface. And think about that, Coach. How many people can really, really accomplish that at his level?
Oh, at that level, I mean, you're counting on one hand, if even that many. And the thing about it, if I'm a young talent, I'm looking back at character development. How do I get myself over? We talked about it with Seth Rollins when he turns heel, and then they left his music the same for a week or two. Those little things matter. When Hulk turned heel, everything was different. The look, the black, whiskers, and the shirt, all of that fun yellow, red, that was gone. That was on purpose, and it worked because when you looked at him, he looked like a bad guy from a movie. He did. And that's you can catch that entire episode on our BTT YouTube page. Right now, almost 25,000 views. You guys have been amazing. This topic, I think I underestimated, to be honest with you, the impact that this death had yesterday, but certainly the fans have come out. They have gobbled up this content, and you can hear the entire hour talking about the impact of Hulk Hogan on Coach and Bro. And while you're there, hit that subscribe button. Don't be scared. We're back live in just 5 seconds. All right, we are just past the halfway mark, 10:32 if you're watching us live in the East, 7:32 in the West as you're just getting your day started like I am. But it's the end of the week. We're heading into a busy weekend, and we are cash stacking to get ready for what I like to call our bread and butter, our football season. Before we get into the Pittsburgh Steelers and our focus team today and our featured team today, we also love ourselves a little prize pick. So, Soupy, I know you got 3 big plays for us today. Please pick yourself up from the prize fight, sir.
I am starting off with UConn's George Springer for Toronto. He's hitting .455 in his last 6 games. He's going against Kyler Motto of the Tigers. He is a perfect 3 for 3 against them. I think he's going to have a good day. Logan Webb. He's struggled lately. Is 10 of his last 11. He's allowed more than 6 hits, but I think he's going to come back today against the Mets. Mets have the 5th fewest hits since July 17th, and they're only hitting 196 against Webb. I think he has a good start today. Mackenzie Webb, I think he's got more than 6 strikeouts in him tonight. 30% strikeout rate during the season. Twins, 17th in strikeout rates for the year, but over the last 3 games, they've striking out an average of 11 per game. Give me Gore more than 5.5 strikeouts.
Articles for prize picks, sir?
And Philadelphia Eagles training camp previews are up. My quarterback rankings are up. And next week, my wide receiver rankings will be up.
prizepicks.com/playbook.
Yes.
Boom. Well done, sir. Well done. Working hard over there for Prize Picks. Call me. All right. Now, all week we have been focusing on some of the biggest teams in the AFC. Today's the last one. We'll do NFC next week. And they're key games throughout the season. Some of you don't like to bet divisions and conferences and Super Bowl winners, and that's fine. But sometimes you can get lines that are a little bit off because in sports betting, it's a thing now. All of the games, all of the matchups have lines already. So, ladies and gentlemen, today it's the Steelers. It's time to bet the future. All right. Tech issues all week. I'll definitely need the end of the week for the tech issues. So there is 5 of their biggest games, according to moi. And Zeno, I'm going to start with you because I love that the NFL just tells us, you know what? Entertainment is a part of the schedule that we put together, because to make the Steelers play the Jets in New York week 1, I'm here for it. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think it makes sense with Justin Fields and, sort of the NFL. Remember, when they put the schedule together, they don't care about parity, equity, fairness, or anything else. They care about what's best for TV. So there'll be alternate storylines in every game that they put on TV, and that's certainly one of them there. When I see this board here, and I don't know if any of you guys have tracked this, and I cover the Ravens for 10 years. I have never seen, ever, 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 ever seen an 8.5 point spread between the Ravens and Steelers
Wow.
in the last 10 years. That
Yep.
is 3.5, maybe 4 in every single game, because every single game is decided by a field goal or less. If that 8.5 is still sitting out there right now, run to the window, grab as much cash as you can put in your pocket, and go put it on the Steelers getting 8.5. I don't care what the situation is. Short of Aaron Rodgers not starting that game, there's no reason it shouldn't be close.
And the other thing we've talked about here when you're betting the futures, if you don't want to drive yourself insane, I would open up a separate thing at whatever book you want. We don't care. But if you're going to bet a future, put it in there, because it drives me insane to watch a future bet sit in my queue for 4 months, like a blinking red light.
Doesn't bother me. Never has, never will.
Nothing bothers you, Zeno. You're a maniac. You're a maniac. Yeah, you're different than the rest of us.
I look at it as an investment.
I got to learn more from you. I really, really do. Big Chuck, let me come over to you. And I want to focus right now on that Jets game. And then later they have Green Bay, but that one's going to be in Pittsburgh. If we really wanted the drama and we really wanted 6 days of Aaron Rodgers stories, you put that game in Green Bay, Chuck.
This is the first of his Aaron Rodgers revenge tour. It's funny he gets the Jets and the Packers all in one season. But yeah, this one's going to be interesting. I was wondering what it was going to look like if Fields was going to be missing. Who knows? It could be a lingering injury. We don't know what's going to happen week 1. They say dislocated toe, but it could linger. It could turn into something else. We still have a lot of ways to go. But looking at that one, I would actually think that's going to be a tougher game for the Steelers than many might think. Usually you like the home team catching those 3 points, and then that total was 39.5. I've seen it go down to 38.5. It's letting you know it's going to be a more defensive oriented battle. Points are going to be limited. I would probably think this is going to be a tough game for the Steelers. They could potentially come out 0-1 to start the season.
Yeah, and I don't know how happy, Soupy, I would be with the schedule makers, even though it doesn't look like a murderer's row. But I hate when my team has a bye any earlier than week 9. And they have the earliest, week 5, which means they have to play 13 weeks in a row. And 3 of those 13 will be the Bills, the Baltimore Ravens, and then Miami, no pushover, and then Detroit. 4 weeks in a row after you've been playing for 11 straight weeks. I don't think the schedule, Soupy, does the Steelers any favors.
It doesn't, especially when you have an older quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, who's going to be 41. He's going to have to play those 13 straight games. Is he going to have the endurance to play those games? Because I don't like this offensive line. 3 starters that are in year 2, 1 that is in year 3. This is going to be like the situation last year with the Jets, getting pressured. He's going to get hit. He's going to get knocked around. And he only has DK Metcalf. I don't trust Calvin Austin or Robert Woods as my wide receiver too. I don't necessarily trust Jalen Warren or Caleb Johnson as my running backs to support this run game. I don't like this secondary. Jalen Ramsey, Darius Slay as your 2 corners. That was great in 2017. It's 2025. Nothing about this team is good except for that defensive line. This is going to be a struggle, especially when you have to play 13 straight games. I think towards the end of the season, I think that's when they're going to finally collapse, and this might be the year where they finish under 500.
Zeno, you're shaking your head.
Well, look, I'll make you a bet right now here, Soupy. If the Steelers win the AFC North, you shave the beard.
No.
That is
Still no.
At plus 500, it's a worthwhile bet. That's number 1. Number 2, I'll give you another best bet of mine about the Pittsburgh Steelers that I don't like the word lock, but I just don't see how it doesn't happen. Aaron Rodgers' passing yards prop is at 3,200.5 yards. He threw for 3,800 last year with the Jets. Okay, here's another comp. Arthur Smith, who happens to be the Steelers' offensive coordinator, who I covered here in Atlanta and know very well. Okay, He had Desmond Ridder play 15 games, who threw for 28-35. All Aaron Rodgers has to do is average 200 passing yards or less than 200 for 17 games. Aaron Rodgers will stay healthy because he knows how to stay healthy. He took a bad step with the Jets and popped his Achilles. There's nothing you can do about that. But he will go over 3,200 and a half passing yards easily in this offense. They picked up Jonnu Smith, which is huge because Arthur Smith runs more 21 personnel than any coach in the league. 2 tight ends, 1 running back. Why? Because it sets up play action and opens up things in the running game for him. This is an offense that's going to be undervalued here. Again, I got the Steelers in the future to win the AFC North. Aaron Rodgers over 3,200 and a half passing yards. They are going to surprise people.
Soupy, you sure you want to step up? I mean, if it was my information and somebody challenged my manhood on this show, I would definitely take
I will make a lot of wagers with anything else. The beard,
it should be a non-wager.
Stubborn.
It should be a non-wager. I agree with Zeno. Let's get a discerning party. Big Chuck, if it was you and you gave out information on the show, and then immediately after you gave that information, somebody challenged it, wouldn't you feel like it was necessary to take that bet?
Yeah, you got to stand on it, Soup Dog. I'm always in your corner. You got to stand on that one there.
Quote of the day. You got to stand on it, Soup Dog.
The Steelers are going to win. I do not think they're going to win the AFC North. I agree with he's going to throw 3,200 yards? He will, because they are going to be down. They are going to be down most of every game that they're playing. So I think they're going to have to pass. Yeah. But do I think they're good enough to be better than the Ravens or the Bengals? Absolutely not.
You didn't think that last year, and they were. But regardless, I agree with you. Listen, it's a flyer on the Steelers to win this division.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm betting the house on it. They're plus 500 for a reason, but they're better than Cincinnati. Cincinnati is a bad football team with a bad coach and an awful roster. So the only thing they have is Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. And the other best player they have, he's in Florida right now, not showing up to play for them.
Well, and this might be a moot point. I mean, the way their schedule lines up, if they're not having a good year when they get to week 13, they're ending Bills at the Ravens, Miami at the Lions, at Cleveland,
right?
And then they close with Baltimore in Pitt. That is
they got to get their balls way half of the season, Coach. That's what it boils. Look, they should start out 4-0 for all intents and purposes, right?
They should.
Division games, they'll play Green Bay, but Indianapolis and the Chargers and the Bears by week 12 should all be wins. So if they're not like 7-3 after 10 games, yes, I would be very, very concerned for how the rest of their season plays out.
Charles, what's your take on how the schedule is made based on? Do you think they need to be 7-3 to have a shot to get to the playoffs?
I think it's a favorable schedule. I was looking at that one, and a lot of these spots with them at dogs, I'm liking them. I think the one bad spot is potentially that Bills and the Ravens, but a lot of these other ones, I think 7-3, it's doable. I like the Steelers also. I think they're going to be a tricky out for most teams overlooking them.
I think the thing that would scare me the most about betting a future on the Pittsburgh Steelers is I need to see how fast and how quick Aaron Rodgers is able to move around. He looked like he labored last year coming off that injury. Is he back? Is it healthier? Did he really work on it? Subi, I'll give you the last take on this one, 30 seconds. How much do you think early play for Aaron Rodgers will dictate late play?
It'll dictate very early. He has to control this offense. I don't trust a lot of people. I don't trust Calvin Austin or Robert Woods. It has to be Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf. If they could sort of be like their next Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers, then there is a chance that this offense could be good. But if they're not on the same page early in the season, I think it's a trouble.
Coach, I'm biased. I trust the scheme. I trust Arthur Smith. I know how it works.
You don't care how quick he is? He looked labored last year.
Does it need to be quick in this scheme? I mean, yes, there
okay. You would know. You would know. Yeah,
he can still handle. He's still a good rolling quarterback and throwing on the run. But I've seen this scheme. I know it well.
All right, offenses matter, and that's why we have people from all over the country. Thank you, Zeno, Soupy, and Charles for that. That's why we talk about these games. You got to be educated. You got to be entertained. Let's go. Now, on the other side, would you pay over $600,000 for a Caitlin Clark rookie card? Very interesting. It's Coach and Company live, having a great day right here on Stadium. Come on back. Names that will live on forever, and their impact on the business to move it forward will live on together. forever.
you guys
What
you guys thought I was
will
doing- no.
ultimately, in your mind, be the impact that Hulk Hogan gave to the entire business now going on over 40 years?
I think he's the greatest babyface of all time. His track record speaks to that. The talents that we inadvertently left out, he made everybody better. He knew how to draw money with any booking that he had. And some people hold that against him because he had the power and the influence to do that, and they didn't. But he always delivered. He always sold tickets. And, there's exceptions to all the rules. But he did a great job of enhancing the talents. He helped make a lot of us more money. And I think at the end of the day, whether that be good or bad or greedy or whatever you want to say, it was important as hell. I thought he helped the business get better. And when you do that, sometimes you wrinkle a few feathers because wrestlers they're very insecure, as you know. And he was just one of those guys that came along, right place, right time. He realized what opportunity that he had, and he maximized it.
Zeno, voice of wrestling right there, echoed your sentiments. You can hear Off the Ropes, 2 to 4 Eastern time every single weekday. With the coach, that would be me. Absolutely love doing that new show. Jim Ross did the same thing, 20 seconds for you, Zeno, that Hulk Hogan made everybody more money, not just the wrestlers.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've seen this several times now. Tiger Woods did it in golf. Caitlin Clark has done it, in the WNBA, and Hulk Hogan did it for wrestling. Rising tides lift all boats, and everybody in wrestling understood that with Hulk, right? Nobody tried to cut him down. Everybody got on the coattails and said, "Yeah, Hulk, take us to the top," and he did.
They did. Now, there were a few guys that were very jealous of that ride by Hulk Hogan, but they came and they went. A bunch of them. All right, we're back live, gentlemen, in just, speaking of Caitlin Clark, 5 seconds. All right, as if the WNBA players didn't need any more proof that their golden goose is Caitlin Clark. This came down on Thursday. This whole unwrapping, unboxing thing with cards is a thing. It's a fad right now. Everybody's doing it. Well, apparently last week on one of these card shows on like Home Shopping Network, there was a Caitlin Clark logo woman rookie card pulled. Well, they said, we're going to sell that son of a gun. And so now we're 3 weeks later, and last night it sold for a record $660,000. Zeno, let me come over to you. The previous record for a women's sports card was $366,000 for, wait for it, WNBA players, Caitlin Clark 2024. She has the 2 highest cards sold ever. Can we stop the discussion?
As far as her being the biggest star and marketing piece for the WNBA, yeah, we could have stopped that discussion a long time ago. As far as the card is concerned, this is the equivalent of buying a car and driving it off the lot and then trying to put it back on and go, I'd like the same thing I just paid for it. You're never going to get $600,000 for that card unless she goes on to win like 5 WNBA titles, 4 MVPs, and basically becomes, has a Michael Jordan trophy case of things to match. That's the flyer here, and then that card is worth double. But unless she does that, look, here's the thing, there, Coach. Caitlin Clark is the marketing darling and everything, but she's not the best player in the league yet, and she's not on a team that's going to win multiple titles yet. So unless they get there, she'll continue to lift, and raise the status and elevate the entire league. But again, for the value of that card to go up, she's individually got to start accomplishing things.
Sometimes there will be collectors who will just buy something because they want to keep it, and they'll overpay for it because they have the money to do it. This kind of feels, Soupy, like it's one of those situations, not somebody who's investing, wanting to resell down the road.
Yeah, but we have to acknowledge that this means that Caitlin Clark, her value to the company, to the WNBA, is just beyond belief at this point. I can't believe that these players, like we talked about with Hulk Hogan, some of the jealousy that the other wrestlers had because of Hulk's status. But you know what? If you had rode his coattails, you would have found some success and you would have found more money in your pocket. That's why these WNBA players need just to realize that Caitlin Clark is going to continue to ascend this league, and possibly the money that you want to be paid, you can get there if you all just come together.
I know that
the executives of the WNBA don't know what to do with this. They can't protect.
I know. I know we have somebody else that wants to weigh in on this, was in the chat. Go ahead and bring up Chuck. You had something to say on this?
And this is kind of like the Skeens. I just think it's crazy paying that much up front for a player whose career just started. It's not even been completed. It's, generally, we see that much value go up after they've already went into the Hall of Fame. Anything could happen. Hope nothing happens. She could get injured, and then that plummets, and you're stuck with that. It's just insane paying that for much for someone who's in their second year of their career.
Zeno, close this up for us. When or do you think the WNBA will ever figure out how to do this whole thing in harmony with Caitlin Clark as the Golden Goose?
They better, because last year they lost $25 million. So if they don't start turning the red into black and make money, then they're wasting the opportunity right in front of them.
If I see any more of these YouTube shows that they do like that meme where the girls are wearing the shirt, "Pay us what you owe us," and then they put it on NBA players. Have you guys seen that? Because they actually owe the in. Okay, we all get that. We all get that. All right, well done, gentlemen. Now, we're coming off a slightly losing day yesterday. I'm not happy about it, and I don't want to end the week like this. So we need smiles. We need positivity. We need a vibe, and it's time to lock it in. All right, 10 seconds or less. I only need 1 or 2 nuggets. Tops, Soupy. Start with you. Go.
Give me the Red Hot Brew Crew on the run line against the cold dead fish of the Marlins. Freddie Peralta. The Marlins are only batting .208 against him. And now the Phillies on the money line. Will Warren going for the Yankees. I'll go with what Zeno said. He sucks. And the Phillies do not.
Zeno. He correct. Will Warren stinks. Not a good start. Anyway, over 9.5. Brian Bayo started for the Red Sox, gets over 6 runs of support per start. Red Sox bats are hot. We know the Dodgers, they could put up some runs. Rangers, Braves, first 5 under. Nate Eovaldi should take care of a very impotent Braves lineup. Rangers don't score at home. They don't score anywhere. Not a great offense. First 5 under, 4.5.
Feels good. Feels like 2 check marks. All right, Mark, we'll bring you in just for your. I don't even want to say it. Read your play.
You got it, Coach. We're going to go with the Mets and Giants. No run first inning, -135. 2 names for you: Clay Holmes and Logan Webb. Absolutely studs in the first inning, shutting down the opponents. Their offenses, horrible as well. Love this spot for both of them.
Absolutely do. Now, I'm going to help us bounce back. I got 3 plays today. Round 2 at the 3 a.m. These are afternoon tea times. Tony Finau, well, it's just a gut. He only shot 200 yesterday. He's a former champion at this event, -125 over Sun JM. Then Ricky Fowler, he's motivated. He's got to climb. There are only a couple of weeks left before we get to the playoffs. -127 over my guy, Max Gresserman. Then finally, Cameron Champ. He's been highly motivated lately. You got to lean in, even if you don't want to play these 3 players. Lean into players today that are outside of the cut line, but also around 60 to 80 on the FedEx Cup list. They are highly motivated at the end of July. Only a couple events left. I'll be on the call for the FedEx St. Jude, by the way, in just 2 weeks. All right, quickly, Big Chuck, we need our Footy Friday 5-pack. Go.
And we have Friday night action in the MLS, Columbus Crew, Orlando City. I like Orlando to score a first-half goal, first-half team, total over half a goal. They've scored 16 in their last 13 matches, plus we're going to add the over 3. These 2 have produced at least 3 goals in 7 of their last 10 meetings. Then Saturday action, Norway, Boda Glint, Vålerenga. The both teams are scoring over 2.5. I expect to open a fair that has actually come through in 5 of their last 8 matches. And then lastly, MLS nightcap, Inter Miami, FC Cincinnati. First half over 1.5 goals. These 2 have accumulated 2 or more first half goals in 5 of 8. And lastly, auto play of the weekend, Messi, anytime goal scorer, scored in 7 of 8 and produced 13 goals over that span.
All right, very, very good. Now, our JTS play of the day, Marky Model, is what?
We're going to go with Dallas Wings Paige Buckets. to get at least 20 points and assists, something she's done in 13 of her last 16 and 7 of the last 10 on the road. This is going to be a fast game against Golden State. Plenty of opportunities there for her. We're going to go to the diamond with Andy Page of the Dodgers. We just need Andy to strike out once tonight, something he's done in 17 of his last 20 games. And in fact, he's done it in 10 straight on the road. Put them both together for a plus 122. Just Stat Sports Play of the Day.
And we want all of you to be a part of what we're doing. There is the QR code. Scan it. Then you use our code BTT30. We're going to give you 30 days for free. And I'm telling you right now, what is it, July 25th? So by the time your 30 days runs out, it'll almost be NFL season, and you'll simply be saying, Coach, thank you for turning me on to JTS. By the way, Big Cheesy, I'm not going to take a showdown with you as Son JM, Tony Finau. No, not today. I'm focused on the team. I'm focused on my guys. Don't try to bait me in. See what I did there, Soupy? That's how you trash talk. That's how you look somebody and you dress them down. You walk them down. Do you feel me on that?
I feel you, and I will feel you when I do go to this class. I guess I do need it.
Zeno, why do I have to teach these guys how to talk trash?
They're just kind of new to the game. You know, they haven't fully immersed in. I mean, you are a pro at it. You are at the apex of it.
I mean, I was paid to talk trash. I literally was paid to talk trash.
Yes. So
you know what I'm saying, Chuck? I mean, Zeno knows. Why don't you guys know?
Shall I say next level?
Mark, I don't need to hear anything from you. Zeno will handle you.
probably I'm good anyway.
Producer man. Line of the week. Let's go. You know what time it is. It's time for all of you to go out into the world. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. If you're going to the lake, take your Deemer box. If you're going to the lake, make sure you tune in today, 2 to 4 with Off the Ropes, then On Demand Coaching, bro. The last word. You know what time it is. But I love this the most. That means we made it safely to landing the plane. There's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire company, damn it, do I love them all. My man, Mark Zeno, Soupy, Chuck, Marky Model, producer man, always behind the scenes, and intern Brianna, the smartest one of the whole group. I'm simply the coach, trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you, so we can win with you is what we're all about every single day. Have a great weekend from Coach and Company. We're live as always on Stadium. Take care.